Well, hey everybody. How you doing? We're going to try to do a little cooking here. It's another installment of Cooking from Kyiv. I guess that's better, huh, with those stupid things. Whoop, that is not going to work. Let's see. Will that stay there? No, I think so. Hey, Jer. Hey, Jim. How's everybody doing tonight? So, we have a problem here in Kyiv. What's up, Ian? Oh, no. Lanio. Hey, Lanio. It's fucking cold, Jer. It's real fucking cold. What's the temperature right now? Let's see. And it's going to be cold for a couple more days. This is day number 4 for me with no heat, which is why we're doing this live on a Sunday. Normally, I don't do a live on a Sunday, right? Don't be working on Sunday. Hey, Lars. It's -4 Celsius. Is that where you are, Lars? Or is that Kyiv? Because I think... I mean, is nitrogen like liquid at this time of year for you? Hey, Leo Ring. Hey, Joe. Yeah, well, I don't think you had anything to do with it, buddy. So I'm not holding it against you. It is 7 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that Celsius? Like -15 almost? -12? Hey, Sandra. Oh, thanks, Sandra. I really appreciate that. Hey, William G. Hey, Chef Deb. We have power. We have power. No confirmation clinkers, one way or the other. None. Everybody is very tight-lipped about it. So we just don't know. I have not heard that he is dead. We know that he got -13, Dive Hard. Thanks, pal. So it's -13 here. Sarah confirms that. Hey, Helena. Helena, could you conjure up some better weather for us here, please? That would be nice. Hey, Maddie Wright. How you doing? I'm sorry, Lars. By the time the last operating system that I worked for the company on was Windows 7. So I'm sorry I am not in a position to answer your Windows 11 questions. Please refer to your support contract and contact your Microsoft support professional. Thank you. I didn't look, kid. Let me see. Ba-da-ba-ba. So, guys, the reason that we're here, really, is because it's Sunday, right? Normally, we would not be here. However, we are doing a little cooking from Kyiv today because today is the 4th day in a row with no fucking heat. And it's not too bad. I mean, even though it's cold out, right? It's not too bad in the apartment because I have a little supplemental electric unit. As long as we have electricity. The electricity was out for 26 hours yesterday and today. 26 hours we were without power. And that means no heat. And so what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to start a bone broth. Kid, do you have a different... What name would it come under? Do you have a different name? I don't see it right now. Hit me up after. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's you. Yeah. I texted you about that in PayPal. Take a look. You have a message in PayPal from me. That makes sense now. So, oh, yeah, we got about 5 inches of snow outside. What is that, about 10 centimeters? So, thanks, kid. So, as many of you know, you've heard me say this before. When I was a kid, we had a coal furnace, and sometimes the coal furnace would go out and we would be left without heat. And whenever that happened, my grandmother would put a pot of soup on the stove because a pot of soup just keeps the house warm, right? You got a big ass pot of boiling water at 212 degrees, and it keeps the house warm. And I am concerned that we are going to lose power again. So that means no electric heater. And so I am going to get some soup started right now, and I'll walk you through that. We're using, if you look on the tube of use on YouTube there is a guy named Chef Jean Pierre. And this is his bone broth recipe, or close to it. I didn't have much luck at the butcher. I'll show you that in a minute. But there's a couple other things, too, I'd like to do. And I want to start with this. This right here is my peppercorn melange. So it's red peppercorn, green peppercorn, white peppercorn, and black peppercorn, and pink peppercorns. And the first time we did any cooking from Kyiv, somebody said, I didn't know there were different peppercorns. Like, what do you do? And so this melange, let me show you. We'll flip the camera around here. The melange is 3 parts black pepper, right? So here's some black peppercorns. And then it's 1 part each of pink, green, and white. And so, yeah, I don't own any terracotta. I mean, I don't own anything in this country, right? So we'll go ahead and dump that in there. And then I'll just go ahead and dump that in there. And then this goes into the pepper mill. Right, we give that a shake up, mix it all up nice. And you got to put, now you can buy these at the store. The only thing is, if you look at what you're paying for them, you're getting ripped off. It's so easy to do it yourself. And I found that that is a nice, proportionate mix right there. That's the one I use in my pepper mill. Now let's go over here. And again, on YouTube, this guy is great, Chef Jean Pierre. What you're looking at in here, oh wait, I got a light now. Don't I? I thought I did. There we go. Does that help? So what you're looking at in here is about 11 pounds for the Americans, about 5 kilos for everybody else, of spine and neck bones. I couldn't find any of those good marrow bones, the round ones. Nobody had them. So this will be probably a little bit less rich than what it usually looks like. But what I did was I coated these in a tomato paste and oven roasted them for about 2 hours. Then I transferred them to the soup pot, and that's our base right there. And then this is 4 large onions that were also coated with the tomato paste and oven roasted with the meat. And I'm just going to take that and put that right into the pot. I'm not going to scrape any of that burn off there. I'm just going to take the onions. But I'll tell you, I'll probably pick at this burn all night because, my favorite thing on a piece of pizza is that crusty edge where the tomato paste has burned. It's so sweet. It's so sweet and so good. So once that's in there, I couldn't get any leeks, but there's a kilo of celery and a kilo of carrots. We'll just dump that in there. And then let's get some seasonings. These are parsley stalks. Throw those in there. Bunch of thyme. You can never have too much thyme. Some bay leaves. And then about a heaping tablespoon of peppercorns. We'll go ahead and we'll throw that in there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up with water while we chat, and then I'll get it on the boil and get it started. And I'm just going to fill this up to cover everything in there. You can't drink the tap water in Ukraine. Like in so many post-Soviet countries, look, the basic tenet of any society, the very first thing that any government that works for the people should do is provide clean drinking water. And I encourage you, if you have never done this particular exercise, it's a great little exercise. Google countries where you can drink the water and countries that Russia says are its enemies. They are basically the same map with the exception of Ukraine. And there's a reason for that. There's a direct correlation between rapacious autocracies that exist for themselves and their own interests, the interests of the elites, so-called, I hate that word, and democracies that are built by the people from the ground up. There is a fundamental difference. And for some reason, we are so busy criticizing ourselves all the time about our failings, which are real and we need to address. I do think we rather lose sight of the fact that the basic system is wildly superior to any other form of government that man has ever created. Yeah, it's the worst form of government, except for all the others. And it is appalling. Fucking Preston Stewart has a video out. He's talking about Iran, right? I was 90 seconds into that video before I knew he wasn't talking about Trump. 90 seconds. It was unbelievable. No, I can't have a generator here, really. There's no place to put it. Yeah, I hear you got good water, Anthony. Actually, I don't remember drinking any tap water when I was in London. But I like mine with bubbles. Anyway. Okay. Here, I'll show you this. All right, so there it is. All right. We'll get that up to a good boil. And to help it along, where's my lid? I'll put a lid on there, keep that heat in there. And once it gets up to a boil, we'll reduce that heat and let it simmer for about 22 to 24 hours. Yeah. Guys, I so wanted to get the dishes done. But I thought, it's taken me so long. Anthony, when did I tell you that we were going to be live in like an hour? How long ago was that, man? I'm moving slow today, guys. Sunday. Okay, now. I think I'm going to take these cucumbers. I'm going to slice them. What else is going on? Leo, I wouldn't use, right, I mean, the situation that we're in here already, I'd have real concerns about having propane tanks in the house, to be honest. And I'm unaware of their availability here in Ukraine. I haven't looked at it because I'm not comfortable with it. So, I mean, I forget the name of it, but I used to have a great little propane heater for the camper. Something Buddy. But the infrastructure for that doesn't necessarily seem to exist here. But I don't know, honestly. Hey, Alice. Hey, Georgie. We're making a bone broth, brother. Or rather, I just put one on to boil, and it should be ready in about in about 22 to 24 hours. I hope it's okay. I wasn't happy with the meat selection, the bone selection. I couldn't get any oxtail. I couldn't get any marrow bones. They just weren't available. No chicken carcasses either for some chicken stock. Right, Anthony? It's Sunday. That's the way it should be. Oh, yeah, David? Do you do any cooking? I love to cook. I love good food. I love good food. Love to watch people eat. Love to eat. My father used to say to me, you know, most people eat to live. You live to eat. Yes, the early signs of my childhood trauma, you're starting to get the picture. I'm doing okay, user telephone number. I always appreciate it when anonymous strangers on the internet wish that I'm doing well. Makes me question whether or not that's their actual intention. Get out of here, kid. Were you at Peter Luger's last night? Right, Maddie? Clean water and clean air. That is you cook on a George Foreman grill, David? Oh, my God. Holy shit. Dude, come on. Clean water and clean air, Maddie. The first, I mean, you think about forager societies, right? Especially like Kalahari folks, people that live in the Kalahari or in the deep outback deserts of Australia. What's the leader of the group spending all of his time doing? Looking for water for the tribe. I mean, that's your first fucking job. Tell that to the kids in Flint, Michigan, boy. So no, if you're in Eastern Europe, now that's no longer true for Poland. Poland's water is generally clean as far as I'm aware. You can drink the tap water in Poland, but not in Ukraine. Not yet. I'm sure that will be on the list post-war. Maybe the Reconstruction and Redevelopment Fund could help out with that a little bit. It does worry me bathing in it every day. But what are you going to do? Thanks for the follow, Carmen. I worked for 3 years to save almost 16K acres of former county lands. Nice. Will there even be a post-war? Yeah, that's the part that comes after the war. Sean knows Jean Pierre, especially add a little butter. No, I'm not cooking for a crowd, Nana Pam. It's just me. I want to put a pot of beef stock, bone broth on the stove to cook overnight to help keep the house warm. I'm worried that we're going to lose electricity again. And the last time that it went out, it was out for 26 hours. And it got cold in here. There wasn't a single room where I couldn't see my breath. You know, I don't ever drink out of the tap, Jeremiah. Not here. It all comes out of bottles. As you saw, even with the soup, right? Even though I'm going to be cooking it, I don't know what's in the water here. I've had varying answers. And to be honest, I haven't gone to look myself because I don't really want to know. I'm kind of freaked out. I've been thinking about, you know, after missile strikes and Shahed strikes in the city, a lot of times, and many of you have seen the pictures from these sites. I go to these sites where there are just hundreds of locals doing cleanup. And it never occurred to me before that we were all being exposed to an asbestos risk. But yeah, we are. And that is no good. But what are you going to do? It's got to be done. Somebody's got to sweep that glass up. Okay. Now, and it is amazing. I'll tell you, it is amazing to watch all these different people come out. Vinegar. Oh, all the Scandinavian countries, Lars, and all the Baltic states now, post-Soviet, right, redevelopment. No, Tani, I'm in Kyiv, Ukraine. Yeah, and you know what, Woodstain? After I saw that report about the asbestos, I thought to myself, well, moving forward, right, what you do is you make sure you got a wet mask of your own, and then you encourage others to wear a wet mask. And that's really how we're going to have to, like how the community should work to protect itself, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I mean, that's the best thing you could do, right? You know, so often after these attacks, that infrastructure no longer exists. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Well, let me show you this first. Here we go. Okay, so this is a jar of pickled radish. And here's the thing, like I don't have the resources, right? Can you see that? Pickled radish. Freaking good. Really good. I don't have the resources here to can, right? To properly can. And so the best that I can do, I'm not a fan of pickled eggs, George. The best that I can do is refrigerator pickling. So it's the kind of thing you do, it's not meant, right, it's not meant for long-term storage. You have to eat this stuff within a week to 10 days is your ideal. After that, it starts to get mushy, and a month from now, you have to throw it out. Like, that's all there is. And you like eating lead paint, do you, Renvox? Boy, does that explain a lot or what? So, if we take a look here, I got 3 of these jars. Man, I'll tell you, the first 2 years here, I could not find a 100% peanut butter. When I finally did, I was very happy about it. And so there's no palm kernel oil in here. There's no bullshit fillers, no added sugars. It's 100% peanuts. And it comes in these great glass jars. And I have 3 of these jars here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit of, oops, you have to open this. I'm going to put just a little bit of vinegar in each one. I don't have the materials to properly sanitize, sterilize for canning, right? I just want this stuff to keep it fresh for a week, week and a half tops. And everything that I make will be eaten within that time. So I'm just shaking that up and getting some vinegar in there. And then let's take a measuring cup and we will make the brine. Let's see. Lars is warning Renvox around eating lead paint. Lars, he knows. Come on. He knows. Yeah, Lars, that worries me. That could be the future. UV. Oh, I love a kimchi. Next time, well, I can't really do kimchi here, can I? I mean, I could do like a half-ass version. You know, Stu, the thing about the cleanups is that it's something anybody can do. Any day where there's an attack and there's something going on, if you have the time to go, there is something to do. You know, whether it's bagging rubble from inside of a structure, or whether it's sweeping glass out of the street, or whatever it is, there is something for that anybody can do. Maybe it's not even actually doing the cleanup. Maybe you just sit at the volunteer booth and make sure anybody that needs it gets water. That's a thing. Because somebody always shows up with a pallet or two of water. Putin's big dream is U.S. to take Greenland, then NATO will go down. Correct, Benny. Right, you're absolutely right. Lars, stop it. Am I not supposed to sprinkle lead chips on my cereal? Lars, CyberDoc knows he's not supposed to do that. It's a joke. Oh my God, Renvox, are you in the hospital because you ate lead paint? Hey, Raven. Okay. All right, so let's do this here. Let me see if I can get this on for you. Okay. So here's our little pan. And what I'm going to do is throw about a cup and a half of vinegar in here, white vinegar. Just about a cup and a half. And then I'm going to take some water, still water, bottled water. And because you can't drink the tap water here. And about a cup and a half of that. Will that do it? That'll probably do it. I'm just going to put a splash more, another quarter cup of each in there. Just to make sure we have enough. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to need a nice big pinch of salt. Maybe two. And America's favorite ingredient, white cane sugar. Actually, this is sugar beet sugar. And I'm going to put a cup and a half in there. So it's like making a pound cake, right? Cup and a half, cup and a half, cup and a half. Do you know that, the recipe for pound cake? It's a pound of sugar, a pound of butter, a pound of flour. That's all that it is. All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll fire this up. And we want to bring that to a boil. It's so easy to do this, and it's so cheap. Just want to give that sugar a little stir, make sure that goes into solution. All right, put too much in there. All right, let's let that, I'm going to let that slowly come up while we do the other stuff that has to be done. Heroam Slava, Finn. Hello, Romania. Hey, Scotty. Have you read the Mercury reports from Japan from the I don't know, Maddie. I know the guy had a series of successful restaurants. He's a restaurateur for 40 years in the United States. And he's got some books out. And he does this YouTube channel where he just, gives you his recipes. And again, the recipe for the bone broth is his recipe. The refrigerator pickles, that's just something that my grandmother used to do that she taught us to do. And I love them, especially this time of year, right? Things are not, what's the word I'm looking for? There's nothing green growing in the world, right? It's winter time. We're all huddled down inside here. And I don't know why, but kind of preserved foods just seem more appropriate to the season to me for some reason. I don't know. It gives me comfort, that's for sure. So I got my peppercorn melange here, right? And I'm just going to take like a heaping tablespoon and throw it in each one of these. And then I'm going to take some thyme. I'm just going to take some thyme sprigs and just throw them in there. I never cooked with thyme. I never used thyme for anything before I came to Ukraine. All right, there's that. And then I just want to fill these jars up with these cucumbers I just cut. It is interesting living here. You know, in the United States, any time of the year that I want Brussels sprouts, I can go to the store and buy Brussels sprouts. There's 8 months of the year here. You can't buy a Brussels sprout. Today, I went for leeks. Nobody's got leeks. I went 3 different places. Nobody has leeks. They're done, I guess, for the year. I don't know when they'll come back. Probably be a spring crop. We probably won't see a fresh leek in the store until then. One of the things that I cannot get here are bread and butter pickles. And this recipe is not really bread and butter pickles. I'm out of mustard seed, so I don't have any mustard seed to throw in there, or I would definitely throw a bunch of mustard seed in there. But instead, I'm going to grab some garlic and some bay leaf. And do I have, let's see, I have a little bit of dill, a little bit of dried dill here. And so each one of these will get a little bit of dried dill. Not as much as I'd like, but that's all there is. A bay leaf each, a small bay leaf. And these will be ready to eat in 2 hours. I mean, that's one of the things I love about them, being an immediate satisfaction kind of person. And lastly, I just want to throw a couple cloves of garlic in each one of these. And if you're a fan of garlic and you want to eat the pickled garlic, you got to give it, oh man, you got to give it like a week in the brine before you, because the first day, the first couple days, you might as well eat it raw. But a couple days in the brine does a body good. Get a nice pickled garlic out of it. So I'm just going to crush those and then peel them out. Let me see. Cooking from Kyiv. Now, it is important to remember that the reason, I do like a good soup, but bone broths are a lot of work, man. And they have to cook so long, right? Like, it's a commitment to make them. But this will also provide a secondary source of heat in the house at a time when we are on day 4 with no heat. And it is freaking cold outside. It's like somebody said that it was minus 12 or 13 centigrade outside. It's 7 degrees Fahrenheit. As an American, my weather app is set to Fahrenheit. I know, everybody thinks that's funny. But Celsius is completely meaningless to me. You tell me that it's, 35 outside, I don't know what that means. You tell me it's in the 90s, I know exactly what that means. The Fahrenheit scale does have a feel to it that for Americans is extraordinarily intuitive. Okay. Now, let's see. Bip, I love that attitude, man. Thank you. Bip writes down here, by showing you are enjoying Kyiv cooking, you are proving Russia is losing. The heat is on. Well, the heat's not actually on, right? But the whole saying is, the heat is on, the lamp is light, we stand with them that fix and fight. And we do. Everybody does. I don't know how anybody couldn't. But yeah, Bip, thanks. I do not disagree with you. Ginger pickles. I like a ginger pickle, William, but I don't have enough ginger right now. Divehard's grown his own mushrooms. Mushrooms, I assume? Or what are you growing, Divehard? Maddie writes, your favorite are bread and butters, just like me. Jack Bellerman has the football scores. Bills 10, Jaguars 7 at the half. If New York loses to Florida, it'll piss me off, and I don't even follow football. I met a guy who's named after some NFL player, and he's like, maybe you recognize my name. And I'm like, nope. Oh, not a football fan at all. Do I add onions with the pickles? No, I add garlic. To me, it's one or the other. If I'm going to do pickled onions, I'll do pickled onions separately and pickle the onions themselves. And I would basically use this same recipe. This works for anything. But again, I would caution everybody that it is for refrigerator pickles. You got to eat them in 10 days for them to be any good. They probably peak at 7 to 10 days. Joe, I got to tell you, since we're on the subject of pork and pork roll, the Ukrainians do pork in a completely different way than we do. The cuts available, what happens with those cuts, it's not the same. It's amazing that it could be so different, that it could be so difficult to find a fucking ham in this country. It really is something. Oh, Dive Hard was growing leeks. Got it. The devil does food. Seawolf, next time we'll make a devil's food cake. How about that? Hey, Mike Kelly. South Korean kimchi. Was it worth it, Maddie? There is no easy way to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit that I know of. Matthew, isn't it just multiply or divide by 1.9? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's why I can't do it. Hey, Nana Pam, I've been busy. I've never grown them. I've never grown leeks. They require a very sandy soil, as I understand it. And in Pennsylvania, you have either a very clay soil, or you have to build basically your own beds because the soil is, where I was we were 1,300 feet above sea level. And the last round of glaciers of the Wisconsin Ice Age had just ripped all of the topsoil off where we were and deposited it down in Lancaster County, which is why that's the breadbasket of Pennsylvania, the breadbasket of America, or the colonies anyway. So we basically had to build our own beds, and I didn't have a free source of sand, so I never built a sandy bed for things like carrots, potatoes, leeks. Carrots and potatoes I grew in hay. Hey, Heidi from Bloomsburg. Heidi's from very close to where I grew up and from a town that I know pretty well. There's a theater company there called Bloomsburg Theater Ensemble. They're a League of Resident Theaters theater. So you can act there under an equity agreement, the LORT, as they call it. And I worked for them, for about 3 months in 92. We did a tour to some local colleges with some educational theater. Seawolf's making salt and pepper chicken with roasted potatoes. Yummy. Maddie, I don't know what we're doing after the war. Let's get through the war first. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania, Maddie. I grew up on pierogies. They don't know that Joe's going on about pork roll. I'm sorry, Taylor ham. No pork chops tonight. Hey, Victoria. Ben Tilly is here. Hey, Ben Tilly. Brunswick stew and hush puppies. Nana Pam, I was just looking at hush puppy recipes because I got some cornmeal for something else. And I was thinking, boy, I'd like some hush puppies. I will make hush puppies soon. Rain in Georgetown, Guyana. Here, we're freezing our asses off, as Pembe. We are freezing our asses off. Well, Victoria, you don't work on a Sunday, usually, right? I don't, anyway. But I've had no heat for 4 days. Ooh, sorry. I'm standing right over the vinegar that's now boiling. That's a really stupid thing to do. Here, I'll show you. So, get that vinegar, water, and sugar solution up to a good boil. And then we're just going to fill our jars with that solution. Oh no, this is no good. Where's my funnel? Just going to take that funnel. So I haven't had any heat in 4 days. And one of the things my grandmother taught us was if you don't have any heat, make soup. Now when the power is on, I have a little electric heater that gets, that keeps the place okay. But if I add a big pot of boiling water on the stove overnight, it really makes a big difference, especially if we lose power and that electric heater stops working. That is the big fear. And that is what the 26 hours yesterday into this morning was like. Very unaccommodating, I must say. I'm making a mess here. I don't usually do this around a camera. This is not really a cooking show. All right. That's enough of that. So what did we do? We made a peppercorn melange. We're making a bone broth. And we made some refrigerator pickles. I'm not going to tighten those too much. I want them to cool down before they go into the fridge. And that's it. All right. Shall we sit down? Shall we have a conversation? Ooh. Victoria made chicken soup today. Nice. Cold in the Netherlands. Chef, I am not a chef. You can smell the soup, huh, Colin? It's going to be pretty fucking good, I think, dude. I'll let you know. Dawn's making chicken soup. Nice. I was very disappointed, Dawn, because at Megamart, they usually have these chicken carcasses that are like 75 cents a piece. And boy, do they make a good chicken stock. I'm a big fan. Oh, lamb stew. I could go for some lamb stew. Lamb stew or maybe a shepherd's pie. Victoria's got the flu. It's going around. My friend Nada from Laughter is the Best Medicine is down with the flu. When will they invent smell-o-vision? We keep waiting. You're right, Nana Pam. I'll make a point of doing that. Hey, Refurb Man. Thanks, Para. Arna was teasing me with this pile of crab claws yesterday. And now he's saying there are leftover crab claws here tonight. Nice. Green Eyes has the flu, too. Dawn cheats and uses a rotisserie chicken. In the United States, you can get them for $4.99. It's an awfully good bargain. It's hard to pass up. It's so much easier than doing it yourself. And it's so cheap. Well, of course you use lamb in your shepherd's pie. That's what makes it a shepherd's pie, Sarah. Lars, you can't remember your last flu because you live like above the Arctic Circle where flu virus dies. Like you can't get the flu. It can't live where you live. What's it called if it's beef? Cottage pie, right? I'm pretty sure that's what cottage pie is. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. I see. You're saying you don't use minced lamb. Fancy, nice. Meteor, right? It doesn't just disappear into the stew. Hey, Little Red. I'm the only reason Little Red is on TikTok still. That makes me happy. Cottage pie is minced beef. Thank you, Steve. Thanks, Maddie, right? It's nice of you to drop by on a Sunday. I didn't have lunch, actually. And it's, oh my gosh, it's almost 10 o'clock at night. Holy shit, this day went by fast. I'm eating those pickled radishes right out of the jar. They're pretty good. Mustard seed. The thing I was really missing. I would have liked to have a little more dill too, but mustard seed is the big thing usually I put in there that I was out of. All right, well, guys, I tell you what. Oh, any fresh sprouts, I think, or rather a wide range of freshly sprouted vegetables are good as sprouts. Mr. Local, there is one place in Kyiv that I have found, though I have heard that there is another place. But there's a place in Kyiv owned by an American. I think it's owned by an American. He might be British. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's called Dos Amigos. And it is legit American Tex-Mex kind of food. It's not Mexican. It's, not American Mexican. It's not traditional Mexican. It's Tex-Mex. So quesadillas and burritos and all those kinds of fusion dishes. And that's the best I've found. Closest I've found to Mexican. There is supposed to be another place. But I don't know. I probably have a message with it someplace. Thanks, Leo. It's nice of everybody to drop by on a Sunday. I'm unaware of any Taco Bells in Ukraine. I'm not saying there aren't, John. I just am not aware that they are here at all. Like Burger King. When it comes to fast food from the United States that I miss, it's Burger King. Every time I go to Poland, the first thing I try to do is go to Burger King. There's something else I was going to say about that. Oh, okay. So there's no Burger King. So I missed that. I really miss KFC, even though it's here, because KFC here sucks. It's fucking terrible. And then there's Papa John's Pizza. And I'm not a fan of Papa John's, but I've been at parties where it is served. And I got to tell you something. The Papa John's here is better than the Papa John's in the United States. It is. I don't know what is different. I don't know why that is. But I assure you, it is better. Lots of shawarma places around. If you're a fan of the shawarma, I highly recommend Center Shawarma. Which here is spelled which is TS Center YTRR. Only the R looks like a P, and the Y is really a U. It's a whole nother world, baby. Shawarma is what we would call a gyro. We think of it as Greek, so it's an open pita pocket that's got some meat and lettuce and tomato and sauce stuck in it. And it's basically that. Only it can be Georgian, or it can be Turkish, or it can be, and every country does its own kind of shawarma. Actually, the Georgians don't do shawarma as much as they do what they call shashlik, which is their version of shawarma. So shashlik, shawarma, and gyros, or gyros, are all variations on flatbread wrapped around meat and vegetables and some kind of sauce. Well, kids, do me a favor. Keep your fingers crossed that the lights stay on for a while. The house is still rather chilly from the 26 hours with no electricity. So hopefully we will keep the lights on for a little while here. That would be nice. And other than that, I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks everybody for dropping by. I hope that you enjoyed that. And again, if you really want to see the master make the bone broth, it's Chef Jean Pierre on YouTube. And it is really worth watching. If you're a person who wants to cook better, he's great. Hey, Refurb. Thanks, Stu. But I'm calling it a night, man. It's late. I'm tired. And I have some cleanup to do here. Thanks, Sean. Good night. Thank you, Tina Marie. Thank you, Maddie, as always. You too, Nana Pam. I did, JR. So the first step in this process was to slather the bones and about 1 kilo of onions with tomato paste. Slather them, cover all sides, and then oven roast them for about 2 hours. So that was where we started, yeah. Oh, I'm not just surviving, Dan. I'm thriving. I'm living large. I'm making demi-glace, baby. Oh my God. Do you want to know the most amazing thing? Those 5 pounds of bones for the broth cost me $1.25 in American money. $1.25. Because I went straight to the butcher for them. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, kids. Right? That's what I'm seeing. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. Good night, Sandra. Right, Elena? I love a bargain. Love a bar. Right, what do you pay for demi-glace, for a 1/4 cup of demi-glace when you go to some restaurant? And the vegetables, 1 kilo of onions, 1 kilo of celery, 1 kilo of carrots, some parsley, thyme, few peppercorns. I mean, I don't have $7.50 in that pot. I don't have $7.50 in that pot. Hey, John, I had lunch yesterday at Grill du Brazil. Yes, I did. Were you there yesterday? You're in Kyiv, I take it. Hey, Trav, you just missed it, man. We were doing a little cooking from Kyiv. So I'm making a bone broth. We made some refrigerator pickles and a peppercorn melange. Because I'm fucking awesome. That raptor, totally dank, dude. Totally dank. I have never pickled cauliflower, but Mike, it was very late in my life that I came to appreciate the cauliflower. That's a very recent development. So that's a good idea. A little pickled cauliflower would be a good idea. You are not wrong. Right now, Trav, I'm munching down on these pickled radishes I made. They're so awesome. They're really good. Or maybe it's just because I haven't had dinner. I miss being able to grow my own peppers. That's what I really miss. Sure, man, come on over. All right, kids. I'm going to call it a night. Thanks so much for dropping by. Take care. Have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Talk to you soon.